Hello, everybody. Kelly Atchison at AStampAbove.com coming to you live from a beautiful and sunny Menasha, Wisconsin. Oh, you guys, I missed you last night. I am so happy to see so many of you coming in here. I am sorry about those of you that were waiting for me last night. I know sometimes I make errors, so you're thinking maybe it was the wrong day. Like she just posted the wrong date, right? Sorry about that. Yes, I decided to stay at my mom's house because we had a big wedding over the weekend. My niece Emma got married to her wonderful now husband Dylan, and we couldn't be more excited for all of them. Both of them, I should say. Yeah, so they had like a really exciting week. They closed on a house on Thursday, and then they got married on Saturday. It's like such a whirlwind. Hello, Sandy and Trish and Kelly and Maria and Kim and Cindy from Maine. And we've got Cindy from Park Rapids, Minnesota. Mickey's here. Christine, welcome. Happy Monday from work, Christine. Sorry. Joe's here. Cheryl, Susan, happy to see you guys all here. I hope you are having wonderful weather in your neck of the woods. It was pretty humid again here today. We had high humidity last week. It was super hot on Saturday too, but nobody melted and we all had a wonderful time. So my niece got married in a teeny weeny little tiny chapel. And it's actually a chapel at the end of my mom's road. It's got like, I want to say maybe 6 pews on each side that are super short that like 2 to 3 people can fit in. It's so small and charming and adorable. And it is located with a graveyard, a country graveyard right to the outside of it on a big, beautiful hill that goes down into the woods and a river. So just a really, really neat place. It was a very small wedding. And then we had a luncheon afterwards. As a matter of fact, Steve and I just got done eating pulled pork sandwiches with potato salad and summer salad. I made the potato salad and the summer salad for the wedding luncheon. So I know it was really good because I make really good potato salad. And summer salad is the cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, cheese, bacon, red onion mixed with a vinegar, mayo, sugar dressing. You know, you all have probably had it if you eat raw vegetables like that. It's just absolutely delightful. So we just had a really great supper together. That doesn't happen that often. So yeah, really, really good time. My mom was able to make the wedding. It was an exhausting day for her for sure, but I was really, really grateful to be able to stay until this morning. I got up this morning and made some buttermilk pancakes and some ham for breakfast, and then I headed home. So thank you guys for making me feel really good about that decision. That was so nice. I had so many people saying family first, family first. And I was really glad I was there because I was able to help out a lot. You know, all the stuff had to be taken out of the town hall where the luncheon was and everything rounded up from the wedding. And because we kind of did it all ourselves, and Emma and her mom did most of it, but I was able to help out too. So Denise says her son was married in a little country chapel like that. It is so neat, right? It's just so neat. Oh, not allowed to eat raw vegetables. So sorry, Deidre. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Yeah, I really like the summer salad. It's delightful. So while I was gone, our pool has been completely drained and the liner has been cut out of it. So they're working on that. Underneath of it, on the walls, we found where we had added a little graffiti last time that liner was replaced back in 2012. So on one wall, it says Andy, Molly, and Lily 2012. And Lily is a friend of the family. And on the other wall, it says Haley, class of 2012, because that's when Haley graduated from high school. So that was like, whoa, we don't remember even doing that. but it's spray painted. I think it's spray painted on there. So yeah, there's a little graffiti under there. So that was kind of funny, but we're hoping. I really think that this pool is going to be redone and up and running by the weekend. And Steve is telling me 2 weeks. So we're ignoring all that nonsense. I don't know who he thinks he is trying to rain on my parade, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Patricia, we were really glad that my mom was able to attend. She received a couple cards while I was there too, and you guys are just the best. And can I just reiterate that she said she just gets so much joy out of those cards, knowing that people are thinking and praying for her, thinking of her. And even when you guys don't know somebody, if you can send a card, it really does just make them feel special. So very cool. Melanie says maybe the chemicals have to settle in the pool. No, we've got a saltwater pool now. We don't use, well, I don't know. We don't use a chlorine system anymore. So I don't think the chemicals are going to play into whether we can get in or not. What's really going to matter is the temperature. So we have a great big, I think it's a 260 BTU heater for that baby, and I will have it on high. I will. Yeah, Cheryl says she loves getting cards in the mail too. I know, right? Melanie says swim right away. You know that I will be. So Joe says cards are a beautiful surprise to receiving the mail. They really are. And my mom just said, you make sure that you tell your stamping friends how very much that means to her. And it really does. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. My mom she sets them up in front of her to look at all day long. So she just loves it. While I was there, we saw a doe that kept hanging around in the field. My mom has 40 acres. And there's a soybean field planted right by the house, and then there's woods. And there was a doe that kept hanging around out there, and we kept watching her, and she kept kind of like squatting and going to the bathroom. So we think she was getting really close to having a fawn, but we didn't see it. So maybe next time. But when I left this morning, just on the other side of the woods in a farm field, I saw the doe with twin fawns. So that was really cool. I love seeing the deer. We always drive around and look for deer. That's one of our things we do when we go up north, out in the country, I should say, when we head west. So, Linda says her screen is black. Yeah. I don't know what's happening with your screen, Linda. You might want to try going out and coming back in and see if that helps. Does anybody have any advice for Linda? She says her screen is black. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe says she's going to send out another card. She just sure really enjoys them. Okay, Patricia said, Linda, go out and come back in, and it should fix it. Thank you very much, Patricia. Appreciate your help, because I'm always in here. Like I'm on this end. I never know what's going on the other end. So thank you so much for helping out with that. All right. John reports. Steve told me today. I saw John when I came home today, and he was packing up his truck. And then later, Steve told me that him and his wife are at their place up north for the rest of the week. So, and don't worry, we're keeping an eye on his house. So we'll keep tabs on it. Cindy says when she was a child, they drove around in the evenings to look for deer. It was great entertainment. Cindy, where do you live? What state are you in? Yeah, that's what we do. Like I grew up in the country, and there's just not a lot to do. But at dusk, right before dusk, we would take a drive around the block, which is like many miles to go around the block out in the country. And we count, like, how many deer did you see tonight? Yeah, Cindy's from Minnesota. Sure. How many deer did you see tonight? Well, we saw 103 deer. Like, that's a lot. But we used to see more, back in the day. But now I don't think there are as many deer. But yeah, it was just one of our fun things to do and just something to do. Jane is from Wisconsin. Same in Maine, Tracy says. Yeah, see all these crazy little things that the country folks do, right? Yep. Shelby and Marshfield used to do the same thing. Yep, Shelby, I'll bet you did. I got to spend some time with Pete and Janet, who is Shelby's sister, and her husband, which is my uncle, Aunt Janet and Uncle Pete, and Aunt Sandy and Uncle Paul were there. So yeah, everybody was there. We were really sad because my oldest brother left right after the ceremony to go home and get the food that they were bringing to the town hall and missed the family pictures. Like, it's always something, right? You can just never, everybody was there. We could have had, well, I shouldn't say that. Haley was not there. Haley and Jared already had plans with Jared's parents to go for a camping weekend, someplace that they book. And this was a last minute decision on having this wedding. So yeah. So there, Haley and Jared weren't there, but otherwise everybody else was there, which was really quite unusual. Anywho, what else is happening? Tomorrow is Haley's birthday. Yay! She's going to be 31 years old. And we have decided that tomorrow when Jared gets home from work, we're going to go to the Dells, Wisconsin Dells, and do Noah's Ark on Wednesday and then come home because Jared doesn't work on Wednesdays. So for Haley's birthday, we're going to Wisconsin Dells tomorrow night till Wednesday. So that'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. And I decided that life is short. So every week we're going to do something this summer. And last week, remember, it was the whole tubing kind of fiasco on the Wolf River. It was really fun until the storm came up. But this week we're going to the Dells. And I'm thinking next week we might do either the Milwaukee Zoo or we have a safari. Is that what they call it? A safari in Wisconsin here where they have like giraffes and camels and ostriches, and it's a drive-through safari, which is really funny because the kids are terrified of the animals that come up and eat out of the windows on your vehicle. Last year, I thought Valerie was going to have a heart attack. But I can tell you that the ostriches are a little aggressive. They really scared her. So we'll see how that goes. I know. It's like, really, Kelly, you're laughing that hard. I am. It was pretty funny because, nothing's going to happen. So anyways, yeah. So Luba, if you're on here, I've got an anniversary card. I've got a birthday card for Haley and I've got a birthday card for me. Yay. I always kind of wait to open my cards until my birthday. So just know that. Because it's kind of a fun thing that I get to do. And it is Haley's birthday tomorrow. It is Steve and my anniversary on July 4th. We got married in Vegas on July 4th many years ago. And then it is my birthday on the 7th. And then my brother's birthday is the 17th. I couldn't remember the date last week, but we have so many birthdays. Carol, if your screen is black, I would suggest you go out and then come back in because somebody else, Patricia, said that she had that problem before too. So I hope that works for you. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thanks. Luba, I want to let you know on the envelopes, I don't know if you just transposed a number and carried through with all three of them, but our street number is 738. And I think you put 758 on there. So I just want to make sure that you have that right. If you maybe have it written down someplace, 738 to Pears Street. Okay. So what else is happening? Steve's hip is getting better. He had a toe injury, which he didn't know how it happened, but now he remembers that he has a cut on the end of his toe and he kicked the shed door. And that's how he hurt his toe. We thought that something like went down from his hip to his foot, but nope, he actually hurt his foot too. I need to pack him in some heavy padding to keep him safe. I don't know. Sharon said the black screen is happening quite often on her hand, and she hates missing things when I have to go out, and then the commercials come when I come back in. I'm sorry about that, Sharon. I don't know what the black screen is all about. It happens when a commercial comes on, Patricia says. Well, you should be able to skip the commercials. Can you do that, you guys? Can you tell me? Like once it gets to the point, it says you can skip it. So bubble wrap, Marva says, I know, right? I need to keep that guy safe. Oh, and another good thing, like I told Steve today, he should go buy a lottery ticket because our pool is getting fixed. Ford said they would cover the transmission in his new truck. So that's awesome. And when I say new, it was a 2020, I think. So we picked that up today, and that's running great now. And what else? The pool and that, and the hip is getting better. And I think that's it. But that's good luck, right? That's all good. Yes. Okay, great. Thanks, you guys, for letting me know about, well, you can't skip them right away, Carol. You have to wait a little bit. But when you come back, I think it brings you back right where you left off. Can you guys tell me if that's wrong? And Barb says hers briefly turns black when it is skipping an ad. Yeah, but I think it starts you up right where you left off, maybe. Anyways, we're going to move on. There's nothing I can do about that. Okay, Terry says yes. So don't worry, you're not really missing anything. It's just a brief interruption. Louise says, I do not know how to do that. You don't know how to do what? Let me know. Somebody will help you. We have a lot of smart people on here. Not me, because I don't know what to do. Wendy says she never has a black screen. I don't ever have a black screen when I'm watching either. So, oh, Christine says it's some kind of a YouTube error that I noticed today. The ad doesn't start. It appears to get locked up. I had to get out and get back in. Okay, so YouTube is having some glitches. Oh, Nancy says the $350 parking ticket was forgiven. Praise God. Good for you, girl. That is an expensive parking ticket. Ugh. Black screen started last week. So, and you guys, Christine knows some stuff. She just said that it's a YouTube glitch and they'll get it fixed. So just know that. Thank you, Luba, for the like and share. You guys, if you could please give me a thumbs up, click on that like button, whether you're watching live on Facebook, live on YouTube, whether you're watching the replay later, please give me the thumbs up or click on that like button. That always helps me out. I am going to go right into prizes. We give away prizes, we meaning me, every week. There are 3 ways you can win a prize. The first way is to just make a comment, whether you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook, or you're watching later on the replay. Leave a comment. Just say hi, tell me where you're coming from, whatever you would like to share. And you will be entered in a drawing to win some prizes. And I have some Sweet Sorbet Stamp and Blend markers. Who remembers Sweet Sorbet? Very pretty color. These are brand new. I checked them both out. Somebody gave these to me to give away. So I wanted to give these away for a comment on my live last week, which would have been June 22nd. Yes, June 22nd. So I put everybody's name in. Tina Wilkin. Woohoo, girl. You are the winner. Tina's from Roanoke, Virginia. I will have these off in the mail to you, Tina. I do have your address. So congratulations. Brand new Sweet Sorbet light and dark stamp and blend markers on the way. Next up, I have a Dashing Designs, and I believe this was donated by Donna Manning. Donna, thank you so much. This embossing folder is for sharing my last video. Now, someplace on your screen, you can share my video, and I always appreciate it. If you're on Facebook, there's a share button. Please share. If you're on YouTube, there's a share button, and I think it asks you where to share it to. Facebook is a great place. If it gives you Instagram, that's a great place. I have the Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. This is going out to Lisa Teagan of Canterbury, Connecticut. Thank you for sharing last time. Thanks to everybody who shared. I always appreciate that. This is going to be on its way to you. Let me get it up there so you guys can see it. This is a fun little embossing folder for Lisa. Last but not least, I have another drawing for everybody that places an order with me during the week. And I have Linda Sample of Tacoma, Washington. Heal Your Heart is a wonderful sentiment set. This is going to be on its way to you, Linda. Thank you all for your orders. I always appreciate the orders. They are how I pay my bills and keep these free videos coming your way. So all kinds of fun mail going out of Kelly's house this week. before I go to the Dells, I will get these in the mail. And I do have everybody's address, so I don't need any addresses this time. Okay, let me set that right over there. And I think you guys, like, we're ready to stamp. I'm going to start unloading my little bin here so that we can get ready. Put my dimensions up here on my video stand so I look super smart. Who doesn't like to look super smart, right? Okay. And this first card that we're making uses that Grow with Love bundle. Oh my gosh, I told you guys I made a bunch of cards with that and I had so much fun. So we're going to make, hi Zoe. I was just talking to Zoe earlier today. We're going to make, I've got, this is my 4th card with the Grow with Love. So I'm excited to share this with you. And then you guys know that we have some online exclusives that are going live on Wednesday. I keep saying it's Tuesday, but it's actually Wednesday. What am I doing? I keep getting, so today I thought it was the 1st, even though I know it's not Haley's birthday. So I sent out a blog post and an email saying online exclusives tomorrow, which I thought they were supposed to be live on the 1st. Are they the 1st? No, I think they're the 2nd. Now I'm confused myself. How do I not know that? How do I not know that? Who can tell me quickly? Somebody knows, so I don't have to go look it up, right? I'm pretty sure it's July 2nd. I know it's July 2nd, right? Oh, Tuesday. So it is the 1st. July 1st. Okay. I don't know. I thought I knew what I was doing, but apparently I do not. Okay. We're just going to stamp. And we'll just leave all the details to somebody else. What do you think? Is that a good idea? I think that will be pretty smart for tonight, Kelly. They go live tomorrow. Dina's saying tomorrow the 1st. Okay, well then I have to go change everything. Good grief. I don't know why I thought July 2nd, but I did think Tuesday. So I got them confused. And I know tomorrow I can start ordering some more stuff from the online exclusive. So I was just, nobody knows how this works, you guys. Let's head over. Hang on, I'm going to change my screen. And you guys can still hear me because remember when I used to make that mistake? Not to say that it couldn't happen again. It could. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to use this Grow with Love. Where's the dies? Right here. This is a bundle. Whoops. Did you hear what just fell? That would be my ink pads. Grow with Love bundle. And I've got 3 other cards that I've made in the previous weeks that I will share with you. So I've been making 1 card a week on my lives. This is just such a pretty stamp set. I really do love it. And it comes with a really nice set of dies. So I'll share a little bit about that in case you've missed it. We're also going to be using the Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper. And we got a video from Stampin' Up! That shared some behind the scenes on how they put together one of our on-stage events. And they said that this designer paper is the biggest seller so far for the Spring Mini Catalog. Like, this is the best-selling designer series paper. So that made me happy because I've used it twice now for this Grow with Love stamp set. Which reminds me, hang on just a second, and I will bring that up while I'm getting ready. That is the Grow with Love bundle. And you can see that it's got a really nice stamp set and a whole set of dies. Okay, let me pop that off of there. Hide. Oh, so fancy, right? I'm also going to be using the adhesive-backed metallic gems. We've got silver, gold, and copper in large and small. So we've got those. Misty Moonlight with Old Olive ink. And I'm going to be using a sentiment from the Unbounded Love stamp set. So let's get our bits and pieces out here. I've got 2 envelopes here because I don't have an envelope for my sample card. And I definitely do want one for that. So we're going to stamp up 2 envelopes. I've got a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. And this is scored at 5.5. And Trudy says the Halloween kit collection comes out tomorrow. So it is July 1st. Yep. And that is all ringing bells for me. It has been a whirlwind few days. I can tell you. Basic white thick. Then thank you guys so much for sharing the date, because I don't know why I got so confused. Gwen said July 2nd. I think it's coming out July 1st. So looking at some comments here. Dina says the 1st. So we're going to go with the 1st. Okay, so we have Misty Moonlight. This is 3 3/4 by 5. I've also got another piece of Misty Moonlight that is 2 1/4 by 3 3/8. And remember that all of these dimensions will be posted on my blog an hour or two after we get done tonight, because I have to type everything up. Then I'm going to use the Timeless Plaid paper that looks like this. Definitely a plaid, right? This is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then I've got a little piece here that is 3/4 by 5 1/4, and a basic white that is 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. Okay, so I think, and let's not forget the Misty Moonlight and white ribbon. So I'm going to pull out, this ribbon is really nice. It's a really nice weight. It ties nice. We're going to use the Misty Moonlight of that. So what I'm going to do first here, this is a pretty simple, straightforward card, but I think the DSP really makes it really makes the card. Like, this DSP is very, very pretty. I like the colors in it. I like the pattern of the plaid. Let's see if I can get this on here straight. Gosh, it sounds like there's thunder outside. We've got that going on. Then we're going to take this ribbon, and what I decided to do is just put 2 pieces. Let me grab my ribbon scissors here. 2 pieces across the front. So I am going to, now we're using plaid, so you got to kind of get this straight too. Yeah, there's conditions on plaid paper. You got to do everything straight. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to pop these down with one. Yeah, I can't. That's really kind of tricky. So what I like to do is just use 2 pieces of tape. It's going to save you a lot of headaches. Trying to get those both on here with 1 piece of tape is really not worth the time that it takes you to line them up. So just be brave and use 2. Now on this other end, we may be able to accomplish 1 piece of tape. But on that first end, it's very frustrating. See how I do here. And you can always pull it off if it's crooked, but because we're using plaid, it has to be definitely perfect, right? Look at that. Oh, she's so impressed she can get some tape on here straight. Okay, next what we're going to do, we're going to do some stamping before we glue anything else together. So I've got my piercing mat here, and I have a piece of printer weight paper I'm just going to lay on here to keep my mat kind of clean. We're going to do a little stamping on the inside. And this is where our 3/4 inch piece is going to go. And I'm going to put that right in there like that. I'm going to grab the Misty Moonlight. And I decided that this card was very soothing. And so it's going to be a feel better soon card. I never have enough of these. Let's see if I can stand up and get this straight. Oh, that looks great. Now, I put this in here so I would know to not center this, but move it over and center it in the white area. That's kind of where my mind goes. Yeah, so for those of you that got the email or are subscribed to my blog and you got the blog that says tomorrow, that is correct. But I think I said July 2nd in there, maybe, which is wrong. So, yep, I did it. I did it. Good grief. That's what I get when I come home and I'm a little like, oh, I got so much to do. And my husband is telling me, I said, I'm going to water my flowers and then I need to get to work. He goes, yeah, you better get to work. He always says that when I'm gone. You better get to work. Okay, isn't that pretty? Pretty. Okay, now watch what we do with this. We are going to take, oh, I need the frame. I didn't realize that I needed that frame. This is the frame stamp. I didn't have that one mounted, so hang on a second. Let's get out a block. Okay, so we're gonna use the Misty Moonlight ink for this frame, and I'm gonna try to stamp it really straight. Oh, let's see how I did. Oh, that's really good. Wow, I amazed myself. Then we're going to grab the mint. So we've used the basil, the rosemary, the thyme, and now we're going for the mint. And I really love the images in here. We're going to use Old Olive ink for that. And I'm going to stand up again so I can hopefully get this straight and centered. See how I did? Oh, that looks great. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this on our envelope as well. Looks great. I'll bring this one in. That was for my other one. Look at that. Aren't those just so pretty? I just love these images. I made a video the other day that I posted. I was in a blog hop on Friday, you guys. And my cards in my video were so washed out. Like the color was not good. And that was just a touch frustrating for me. I don't know why that happened. But it made me a little crazy. But if you watched that video and you're like, wow, that's really washed out, there's a link right under that video to go to my blog where you can see photos. And the photos are so much nicer and more crisp and clear and have more color. Okay, so we are going, this shouldn't have been measured. This should have just been a scrap. So I apologize for that. I don't know what I was thinking, but we're going to die cut this. And then we're also going to grab a little scrap. Let me grab out my little scrap bin here. So we can, here's a nice little scrap for us. I'm going to grab a scrap and we're going to stamp this little Grow with Love. There we go. Very cool, neat little image. There is a circle in here and I thought that I had this die cut already, but I don't. So we're going to have to do that for reals. Usually I have this stuff all done, but I'm surprised I can even remember how to make the card, being that I made it at least a month ago. Where did that die go? Oh, here it is. I got to put this away. We have this die cut already. Now, the circle comes with the bundle. So I'm going to add this on here. I'm going to tape it down with a little temporary tape so it doesn't move. And then we're all going to say a little prayer that I can get this cut out correctly. So I only have to do it once and not take up more of your valuable time. Okay. Oh. Here we go. Steve was up north this weekend while I was at my mom's house. He went to South Park and did some work there. And he said first thing he got home, he sat down in the living room for a few minutes and heard sirens. And that's just like, yeah, the noise, right? The noise of the city, not to mention something's going on with somebody's life. That's probably not good. And that's sad too. Okay. I am going to put this right on here. So we're going to glue that down. And I chose these colors. I mean, I think it's kind of obvious, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I chose these colors based on my designer series paper, which is so pretty. And then we are going to mount this onto some dimensionals. Again, I could just totally see making up a whole set of cards and giving them as a gift with this bundle. And this bundle, the Grow with Love, is on the last chance list. Put this right down here. And then this little, it says Grown with Love. We're going to put a dimensional on there. And we're going to cover up the mint. Just like that. Because that's just a really neat little element on there, right? And I'm going to grab these. Grab my take your pick tool. I see that Linda, who won one of our door prizes, she ordered her a take your pick tool. You're going to love that tool, Linda, because you see how this is like an extension of my hand and my fingers, and I do so many things with that tool. Okay, here we go. What do you guys think of that? Isn't that pretty? Just a simple card, but I love the label stamp that fits all of these herbs in it. Okay, so that was one. Here is another one. This was the basil. This was the mint. That goes nicely in a mojito. Here's the basil. Another just a really pretty card. Nice and simple, but that the image is just so pretty. Let me get this out of here. We've got that one and that one. And then this is something totally different. Isn't that pretty? Damask, right? Did I say that? The embossing folder? Damask. Is that right? Did I pronounce that right? You guys let me know. Because I just was totally horrible with it. Yeah. Oh, that isn't the envelope that goes with that one. I lost that envelope. I don't know what happened. It goes with this one. And this one is a fun fold. And this is the little seed packet, which is big enough to nicely hold a gift card. So that comes with the Grow with Love bundle also. So there we go. You got 4 nice card ideas for that bundle. And I know a lot of you said that you already had it. So I was really excited about that. Now you have some great ideas for it, right? Okay, I think we are ready. Hang on, let me, I'm going to have to wash this one before we're done here so I can set it over here and it doesn't get ink all over. There we go. This is our chamois. I just put it in a clear stamp case. Stays nice, and I love it for cleaning my stamps in case anybody was wondering what that was. This ribbon is going to be included in the online class that I'm doing in the month of July with Barb and Dina. And we are going to be using the Charming Day bundle, which is a brand new online exclusive that comes out tomorrow, which is July 1st. How did I do, you guys? Oh my gosh. So crazy that I messed that up. I've known that for a long time, and then suddenly, squirrel. Okay, next up. You guys ready for the next one? The other 2 cards. Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm going to do the pear card first. I was going to ask you which one you wanted me to do, but I am going to do the pear card. We have a brand new suite of products coming out tomorrow with the Perfectly Pears. Now, when I was on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip to Disney earlier in May, I actually won the stamp set by spinning the wheel in the hospitality room. So I knew as soon as these online exclusives came out that I would have to get the dies. And of course, then there's paper, all kinds of goodies, because this is an entire suite coming out. And guess what else? I have a pear tree in my backyard, and our pears can be this big. And they are the most delicious pears ever. And the house came with the tree. I can't take any credit for it. Steve gets credit for pruning it. He takes care of it, and I just eat the pears. So I got nothing else besides that. But here's our brand new pear suite. And I am going to... Shelby says she got the suite. I really love this suite. So I am going to just bring this up here quickly so you can see the suite. The suite has the dies, of course. It has the stamp set. It has these beautiful embellishments, and they are really glittery. Let me get these open. I like to cut the side on my embellishments so that I don't have to take them in and out of the flap of the envelope, but I do this. And then I like to do this so I can see exactly what I have here, but look at how pretty. They're very, very sparkly. They're called low profile sparkle dots. And then to store them, I just put them back in the side of my envelope. And sometimes it's kind of hard to get them back in there. If you open them, take them all the way out. Oh, that went good. I thought it was going to give me trouble. But then I can just pull them out like this and put them back in here to keep them protected. Then we also have, look at this gorgeous ribbon. This is called Mossy Meadow and Gold. And I believe it's 1/2 inch ribbon, 1/4 inch ribbon. Ooh, 1/4 inch ribbon. Look at that. Whoa. Isn't that pretty? So this is part of the Pears suite, which again is called Painterly Pears suite, but this is perfectly Pears. So we've got that, that, and that, and then this gorgeous paper. And again, these are going to be available tomorrow. Look at the Pears. So pretty. And of course, I love the backs too of all of these papers because look at that one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to making some cards. You can do 6 cards easily out of a piece of this paper. And then we've got this on the back. So anything you don't use right across the middle, if you don't use it, you can use the other side. Love that. Oh, hang on, you guys. I can't see your comments right now, but let me get rid of this. Oh, I keep showing you all this stuff, but you can't see because I put that graphic up there. Okay. Yep. Thank you, Kelly. Terry says Kelly. Okay, I'll briefly show these again. So here's our pear paper and the back side. And again, this was the sheet that I was saying, like you can make 6 cards out of a front sheet. And then what's left here in the middle, you can use the back. So I love these prints that are like kind of all around the outside. Patricia, are you laughing? Thank you. Oh, you can laugh at me or with me. I don't care. As long as we're laughing, that's all that matters. Look at how pretty this is. So pretty. Okay. And then we have this. And this is the Darling Duckling Yellow. And I'm going to use that on my cards. So you'll be able to see that really well. So, so pretty, right? This pear paper is just beautiful. So I know that I had you covered up there. So hang with me for a second. Here are the beautiful low profile dots. And can you guys see the sparkle in them? They're just so gorgeous. Got a blue, a green, and a yellow. This is part of the suite. We've got our stamp set with 14 different stamps in here. Love this. This beautiful 1/4 inch Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon that is so, so pretty. Our dies, there are 10 different dies in here. Okay, and I think I hit everything that I missed because I wasn't paying attention to my screen, right? Diana thought it was her end. Sorry, Diana, it was totally me. Okay, so I've also got here Petal Pink, Early Espresso, and Darling Duckling for my ink colors. So let me put up my dimensions here because, you know, I like to look really smart. Even after I've messed up a date for a huge promotion that starts tomorrow, I'm still going to go for the smart end of things. Okay. Just keeping it real, you guys. It's like, oh, yeah, whatever. We've got Petal Pink. This is 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. And I'm sorry, Sharon, that you keep freezing up. I'm watching on my screen and it's not freezing on my end. I'm so sorry. Hate it when that happens. Then I've got a piece of basic white and Petal Pink. These are both 4 by 5 1/4. And then my pear, and what is the name of that pear? Hang on, I'm going to tell you exactly what it's called here. Painterly Pears. You know what I've noticed, you guys, is that Stampin' Up! Will have a suite like this is Perfectly Pears is the bundle and Perfectly Pears is the die. The suite is called Painterly Pears. And that's also the name of the paper. So I just noticed that it's the same. So I learned something every day. This DSP is 1 by 5 1/4. Okay, so what we're going to do here first is, by the way, this whole card is based on a swap card that I got, and I will share that with you too, so you can see. I like to kind of sometimes tell you guys, not well, as often as I can, not like I'm hiding things, but anytime I get swap cards, the reason why I swap is because I can share the ideas with you, but I also get great ideas to make other cards with swap cards. So I'll share with you how I used a swap card to create this card. So the first thing we're going to do, well, I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiments. So let's do that right away. This is our 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to use Early Espresso. There are 5 sentiment stamps in here, and I'm going to use the one that says a good friend is a gift. And don't you love these fonts together, like the 2 different fonts in one greeting? Love it. So a good friend is a gift. Early Espresso ink. And I'm going to stick my finger right in it. Hang on. Because I always do that with Early Espresso and red. Seems to be an issue for me. I'm just wiping my finger off, you guys. Sorry for the baby wipe noise. Let's try this again. I'll keep my finger out of it. So I'm going to stamp this. I'm going to stand up so I can get this straight. It definitely needs to be straight. Oh, perfect. Love, love, love. Okay, so we got this stamped. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And we are going to take this and we're going to turn it over now, and we're going to score on this side. And I am going to score at, oh, hang on. I got to look at this for a second. I need the score lines to be over here. So I'm going to put this in like this. Okay, let me show you again. This is my sentiment face down. We're going to score at 1 3/4. So I got 1 3/4, 1 7/8. You guys remember each eighth increment. So this is 1 3/4 right here, and the one closest to the inch is 7/8. Let me set that back there. I like to be able to pull that out because I know sometimes those increments are a little like, oh, what is that one? 3 5/8 and 3 3/4. Okay, so we've got line, 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 line. And here's what that does. Oh, that didn't go very deep. Let me get these a little deeper. Hang on. This is the 1 3/4. I'm just pushing harder, and the 1 7/8. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Can you see those score lines on there? Yeah, you can see them when I tip it that way. Okay, so that's the look I was going for. And now we're going to take our pear paper, which remember was 1 by 5 1/4, and we're going to put it right in the middle. Just like that, it fits right in here between the score lines. And so you can see those. They add a lot of interest to the front of the card. Then we're going to take this other white piece and we're going to do some stamping on there. And I'm going to grab another little scrap here. That one should work. And a scrap of mossy meadow. Scrap of mossy meadow. Okay. Now we're going to grab our petal pink and stamp these pretty little flowers on our petal pink. So here's our little pear flowers, and our tree does flower up just beautifully. It just looks so pretty and it smells good. And then we have these 3 little weird dots. They are the centers for our flowers. I'm going to have to get my head over this so I get this on the center. for all. Let's see. I got to make sure I'm doing this right. There we go. That looks right. Just turn it around until you get it the right way. Okay. Woo! I did that good. You never know. And then on this piece, we're going to stamp our 2 little pears in the early espresso. And I'm just going to stamp those down here in the corner. And then I'm also going to put them on my envelope. And I think that I do not have an envelope for my sample, so I'm going to do that one too. Okay. Oh, look at how pretty those are. I really like these images a lot. Now, I'm going to bring in that darling duckling. Oh, somebody has an ice cream truck going by. We chased the ice cream truck down the other day. It went down our street. We didn't even hear it. Steve heard it. Went down the street, turned the corner. This is 2-step stamping with darling duckling. Turned the corner and we ran after it. Look at how pretty that is, right? And it's like the image is realistic, so it gives you that modeled look, modeled MOTTLED look that you see on Pears because they're not uniform in color. This is our inside layer. Oh, look how pretty that is. I just love that. Okay. Now, oh, you know what? Oh, that's, so there is a stem for this big pear, which is also 2-step stamping. There's a stem and the inside that you could do in green, but there's not one for the little one. So if you wanted to, you could take a green Stampin' Blend marker and color that in, but I left mine without coloring it, and I really like the way it looks. So I'm not going to color it. Okay, here comes our card base. And we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. My crown keeps falling in my eyes. Oh, the problems of a queen, right? I just couldn't resist saying that. Okay, so there's our little inside there. Here's our envelopes. Next, we're going to get our dies out. Now, there's some interesting things in these dies. We've got, I'm going to use this leaf, the pear leaves on the mossy meadow. But we've also got like this hashtag thing and some little flowers like this and some little flowers in a cluster. We've got the leaf, the double pears that I just stamped on the envelopes and on the inside die. We've got a little label die here. And this die and another label die and the big pear die. We've got this die, which is for those little flowers that I just stamped. So we are going to tape this down with some temporary tape. We're going to die cut this leaf, and I have both of those done. And here comes that leaf. Lots of detail on here. And I decided to just kind of bring that down and put it right down in here. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back of the leaves. This has a lot of detail, this die does. Got a lot of detail cut in these leaves, which I think makes them super cool looking. See if I can hang on to it without getting my fingers all over. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to kind of bring that down in here. Just like that. Oh my gosh, I love it. Then we're going to take these little flowers, these little pear flowers, and I'm going to add some mini dimensionals. And I'm going to put those like right in here where the stem is kind of blank right here is a great place for those little flowers. Oh my goodness. Isn't that so cute, you guys? Yeah. And then we're going to put this on the front. Now, I didn't use that ribbon because I didn't have it when I designed this card. I designed this for a swap. So 21 of these. Thank goodness I have Brooke helping me, right? But yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, I've got these now. I didn't have this or the ribbon yet when I designed my swap. So I am going to, I think I'll use the green right here. These are, oh, there's big ones and small ones. So let's go with the big one. Ooh, that's so pretty right there. And another one right there. And another one right there. Oh my gosh, right. So here is my pear card with the score lines that I just think are so neat looking and a little bit of that designer paper. And I like to use designer paper for swaps because I really love getting it in swaps to show it off, right? I want to show you guys different ideas how to use your designer paper. But the other thing I really like about this is that this is, that says that's 1 inch. And you know what? I do not think that is correct at all. You guys, it's 1.5, and that'll be on my blog. I'm going to change my, I don't know what I thought here. Maybe I started off with 1 inch and then changed it. 1.5 inches. Sorry, you guys. 1.5 by 5.25. But there's my pretty little card, right? All occasion card. A good friend is a gift. You could use that for anything. Then I want to show you where I got this idea from. Are you ready for this? This is the card that I used the layout for to make this card. Is that not crazy? But I just took this card and I made it this way, actually. Well, yeah, my score lines are over here, but this is where I got the idea for that card. And this is why I love getting swap cards or getting cards from you guys, because I get a lot of great ideas from you. I wish I could remember. Yep. I can't remember who made this card, but I've used it twice now. And I wish I had the other card that I used it on, but it's on my blog someplace. I can't remember what I used to make a card like this, but this is the same thing, right? I just thought the minute I was looking at this, I'm like, the Pears, where is that card? And I keep a whole stack of these for, I call it my good idea box. I know that's a pretty fancy name, right? Good idea box. That's the good idea box. But that's how I kind of organize my stuff. And I know that I want to use that again, this layout, because I just love it. I think it's just so interesting with those score lines above and below the designer paper. So that's where that comes from. And I just thought I would share that with you guys because you're looking outside the box, right? When you see a card online and you want to make it your own, like, first of all, as demonstrators or anybody really, you should never copy somebody else's card 100% with the same colors, the same ink pad, or the same stamp sets, the same designer. You should never do that and then use it as your own. But this and this, totally different worlds, right? Okay, let me get out my next card because, okay, and again, this was the Perfectly Pears. It's part of a suite. And of course, you can get just the bundle. You could get just the ribbon. You could get just the dots, hopefully without Kelly's hair in them. I shouldn't even have said that because you wouldn't even know, but there it is. So all of these things you can get individually. Don't forget too, before I forget, today is the last day for the buy one, get one 50% off suite sale. And of course, these don't go on sale till tomorrow, but other suites are still on sale. Okay, I'm going to put this back in my idea box, which is right above my head up here, so I don't lose it, because you'll probably see it again, you guys. Okay, next step. Let's see, there's my card, my other card that I made. Oh my gosh, you guys know that I love Halloween. You know I love Halloween. Man, I've got some dies. Oh, that's because they're in a little envelope. So this was another swap card that I made that I'm going to share with you tonight. Oh, there we go. Hang on, I'm having a conundrum here. There we go. This is the Spooky Halloween bundle, and it's also part of a suite. Let me get out the designer paper here. We've got a bundle with dies. We've got designer series paper. We've got these Shimmer Star foam stickers. These are actually foam, you guys. They're not hard. So that's really cool. And, oh, there's treat bags too. Where did they go? Treat bags as part of this suite. Let me find them here. Well, I thought I put them in this bin. I can't find them right now. Huh, weird. Oh, here's one. I have a whole pack of them someplace, but I don't know what happened to them. But there's one treat bag. So you get a whole pack of these little iridescent treat bags, and they just open up, and they are 4 by 6 little treat bags that you can put some candy in and tie up, or a little gift card with some candy. I always like doing stuff like that, but this is all part of a suite. And I'll show you this designer series paper. I think that this paper is going to be extremely popular. And if you like Halloween and you like this paper, I would recommend that you get it sooner rather than later, because I think that we are going to have a huge demand on this paper. Look at how cute it is. Like, it is so cute. I actually made, I think, 2 swaps out of this. Look at this one. Got all these little windows with the cat and the bats. Super fun. Pretty designs on the back, not necessarily about Halloween. And this is Petunia Pop. And we have this is the one. Oh, this is a page, so you can cut these all apart if you want, or you could just use the back side. And then I got the one that has the die cut adhesives in it. Or these are just die cut. They're not adhesive. They're die cut, and you can glue them down. But look at this little hippopotamus mummy. So cute. So cute. Okay, we've got the trees in here, and the banners, and the cauldrons. We used to have one of these. My dad had a cast iron cauldron like that. It was humongous. And I can remember as a kid, we raised chickens. Look at how cute these are. And we had to butcher all those chickens. And we used that cauldron. And it was just a huge antique. Look at this. And then the neighbor guy sold it. He was an antique dealer, and he sold it. There's a great story for you. Feeling pretty good about that tonight, huh? Yeah, I remember that. I remember our whole bathtub was full of chicken bodies. It's quite the experience as a child to go through something like that, but that's life on the farm. Okay, so here's our paper that is called Spooky Sweet. Pretty cool. Okay, let's make a card. I can't hardly wait. So, here they are. They were underneath my card packet. So you get 20 of these iridescent treat bags in a pack. And I'm going to take this and put it back in here so I don't lose it. Yeah, I can't wait to make some stuff with these because they're just really pretty and easy, right? Super easy. Okay, here comes our card. Here we go. So this card is actually uses the exact same layout as a card that I recently did for the Stamp Happy Academy live class. And I just wanted to show you this. When we do our lives, one of the things that almost all 3 of us, Barbdina and I, do is a layout, maybe 1 or 2 different layouts, but this was one of my layouts. So there are 3 other cards on the Stamp Happy Academy website using this exact same layout. This is a totally new one for tonight. And here's the dimensions. We always give you the dimensions, and this is just a sample of what the layout is. And we post those ahead of time on the Stamp Happy Academy website. So if you would like to stamp along with us, you can get your paper picked out, your stamp sets, your punches, or dies, and you can get ready to make the card with us, which is always kind of fun, and it gives you the dimensions. So I'm going to be using a basic gray card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. And then next, I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 inch layer for the inside. Here is my designer series paper, and this is that spooky sweet paper. Is that what it's called? Let me look. Oh boy, I just had pieces flying everywhere. Spooky sweet. I was right. Look at that. Not too hard. Hang on. I'm going to push these back in here before I lose them all. Spooky sweet. Hang on. Things were falling. And this is 3. Whoops. Nope. This is 1.5 by 5. And then I've got a piece of basic black that's 3 by 3. A piece of this designer series paper with all that fun candy and candy corn, which you guys know is my favorite. Candy corn. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. You know what? Yes. It does have ribbon. Thank you so much for saying that, Deborah, because I didn't have my ribbon out. I didn't use it for this card. So it has Petunia Pop. Hang on. This is Petunia Pop ribbon, and it's iridescent. I hope you guys can see that. Iridescent ribbon. So pretty. And again, this is 1/4 inch. Yes, 1/4 inch iridescent Petunia Pop ribbon. So look how cute that is, right? Thank you for mentioning that. I completely forgot about the ribbon. Yeah, and I think if I can remember to come back to you guys again, because I hate it when I mess that up. Hang on just a second. And here is the spooky sweet suite of products with the iridescent bags, the ribbon, the puffy stars. These are called the shimmer star foam stickers, and the dies, the paper, and the stamp set. And this time I remembered to take that off before I went on. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit of stamping here. Then we're going to do some die cutting because, let's see. Oh, I've got a basic black scrap and a Daffodil Delight scrap also. So let's get this stamped up. And do we have an envelope? I don't think we do. Let's get an envelope out. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do our stamping here. So I'm going to get out Basic Gray Petunia Pop and my Memento black ink pad that is in a white foam pad. If you guys have missed that, I just ink up a blank pad and use that. So I'm going to take the Happy Halloween in my black ink. Now, if you're not a fan of Halloween, it's okay, because you can certainly use this layout with whatever you may be a fan of. Maybe you could use it just for a fall card. I don't ever want you guys to just like think, oh, I don't do Halloween. That's okay. Not everybody does. We all have different tastes and likes and whatever, but you can definitely use it for something else, this layout. Fall, winter, birthday cakes, anything works. This is Petunia Pop, and I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to put some little like sparkles, I guess is what I would, they look like magic sparkles to me. I don't know. I'm thinking magic sparkles. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to do, I need to do my envelope. So let's do that. I think I'm going to use my little bats. Yep, just like that on my envelope. That's going to be perfect. And then I need a little white scrap. Let me see if I can have one. Oh, look, I have one right here in the garbage. Yes, I am dumpster diving. Did I clean this off? Yep, I did. Okay, so I want to stamp this little pumpkin. Oops, let's try stamping it all the way. There we go. And then we can close these. I thought I had the pumpkin pie blends in the spin to color this with, but I must have had to put them away. So let me grab those quick. I think I did actually need to put them away to use for something else. Okay. Here's our card front. Here's what I did with my card front. Hang on. I'm going to do a little something with that too. With our little magic sparkles images, I'm going to I've got basic gray here, and I'm just going to stamp some of these little sparkles around here. Just like that, maybe a little bit more right there. Yep, because the rest of it's going to kind of be covered up. Oh, I think maybe just a tiny bit more sparkles right there. So that looks to be good enough. And now we are going to color this in. I'm going to use dark pumpkin pie. Small end. Dark pumpkin pie. Oh, hang on. I got to get my comments back here. Joe says she loves Halloween. I do too, Joe. Like, I love Halloween. Like, we go all out for Halloween. One thing I've never done is held my own Halloween party because I just don't really, we'd have to hold a party for Halloween in the garage. My house is not made for hosting parties inside. My house is summer party, but not inside parties. It just doesn't work here. I should really have a Halloween party in the garage because we could certainly do that. Okay, here comes all the dies that I'm using for this. So the neat thing about the dies in here, we have dies for the broom. We have dies for the different characters here, the dogs, the cat and the dog. We have 2 dies for those little pumpkins. So that's nice. That Stampin' Up! Does that, right? I always like it when they do that. We've got a little fence here. We've got some bats, some pretty good sized bats. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is this, because I haven't used it on a card yet, but I think it's really cool. Hang on, let's see if we can get this out. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to die cut that for you so I can show it to you. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Where did our black scrap go? Here's black scrap. We're going to take this black scrap. Well, it's not big enough. Hang on. Okay, here's the black scrap. Let's take a real black scrap, okay? Okay, so we're going to take this black scrap. We're going to die cut our cute little haunted house. We're going to die cut our fence. We're going to die cut our bats. And I am actually going to take this and I'm going to die cut this little thing so I can show you what it does because it's pretty cool. And we're going to die cut this little pumpkin. Okay, so hang tight. Let me run this through. All right, so this is the die, and you can see that it's like a label with a bat on top. So this is what it looks. Can you guys see this? I hope you can see it. It's got a little bat on top. And so what you do with this is there's a score line. I think that it's meant to do this. I think. Has anybody seen anybody do something different with it? So it does that. I don't know. Or maybe you can lay it down and it goes like that. But I haven't used it yet, but I just noticed that it had the score lines to fold over and I thought it was so cute. And then is this maybe like a little grave marker? I don't know. I don't know. So I just thought that was super cool. I'm not using it today, but I wanted to show you and I'll figure some stuff out for it because I'll make more than this for Halloween. Okay, so let me grab all the little bits and pieces here that I've already die cut. I'm going to show you how I put some color in these windows. Okay, so here's our little fence. Here's our 2 bats. Here's our little pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern. And then I've got this Daffodil Delight. And so what I did here is I lined, this piece is cut the same width as my haunted house. So it's 1.5 inches wide. So we're going to stack this up here. And then I just took my scissors and I cut over to here. And now I'm going to cut down here because this is the part that goes in the steeple. And then I'm just going to line it. It's not like rocket science. There's nothing really fantastic that I did here. I just trimmed around just like that. And then I can see there's a little bit, it's a little bit too wide here. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit more. Yep, that was really scientific. This is what I have left. This is going to go right over my haunted house. And look at that. You have all the glowing happening. Oh, I see. Look, I got to cut this a little bit smaller right there. Good, good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to add my glue. Whoops. Right on the inside here. This doesn't have to be rocket science, right? That's what I've got from my glue. Oops, make sure you got it the right way. And now I'm just going to glue it all in place. And if you need to, you can snip it again. I see that this is hanging out here a little bit on the side still. Just cut that off. Looks great. Perfect. Okay, so let's put our card together. We're going to take this square and glue it to this square. And then we're going to take our designer series paper and we're going to glue that right on here. Again, this was just 1.5 inches by 5.5. This one is coming in and I'm going to put this at an angle. Here's our layout right here. I'm going to put this at an angle. Just about like that. I'm going to bring my fence in here. This would be a good time to use that adhesive sheets, but you know, can't ever remember. Seems to be a real problem for me. I'm just going to set that right down here. We'll put our haunted house on some dimensionals. I have these nice black ones here that I love to use. And how about one more? Right there. Ah, thank you. Thanks, Maria. I got some. So stinking cute. They are really fun dies, you guys. So I popped this up. I'm going to, oh, I see that my yellow is sticking over the edge down here just a little bit. That's going to bother me. So trim that off just a little bit so I can't see that. You guys will never see it, but I saw it. There we go. Our little pumpkin. We're going to put a dimensional on the back of there. I thought it was going to be smart and grab it while it was still in my little holder, but nope. Here comes our little pumpkin. And I thought it was just kind of missing something at this point. So I just brought that little pumpkin in and set it right down here at the end of our fence. And then we're going to come in with these. These bats are really quite big. I was surprised. I expected them to be kind of smaller. Let's do, how about this right here? And then this right here. Oh my gosh. Here's our inside. Okay. And then we have these fun embellishments. Oh my gosh. So fun. So I'm going to do a little star right there. How about, there's a large, I think there's large, medium, and small in these. And I think I'll just put one right up there. So we've got 2 stars on here. Okay, so note to self, do you see there's some glitter on there? I see it took some glitter off, so don't use the putty on your take your pick. It's pulling some of the glitter off, so I will save you guys from that, but I think mine is going to be fine. Here is our little envelope. Here is our little haunted house. Happy Halloween. Isn't that fun? And this is where we started. This was my layout, and this is what I came up with. So I challenge you. I will put a picture of this layout on my blog to go with this card. I challenge you to make some cards using this layout. And like I said, when you start with a layout, you're going to choose. I like to choose my designer paper. And then what do you have that goes with that? That's how I start. Or maybe you want to do a set of a bundle, a stamp set and dies, or a stamp set and a punch. And then see what designer paper you have that goes with that. But I love to start designing, creating my cards with a layout because 100 ideas go through my head when I do it that way. So that's what the Stamp Happy Academy is all about. It's all about layouts. We do fun folds where we'll do the same thing. We'll make a template and we'll give you all of the dimensions that go with that before we do the live class. And there are 3 live classes on the Stamp Happy Academy every single month. Dina does one, I do one, and Barb does one. Lots and lots of fun, you guys. We do fun folds. We do color combinations. Like we'll have a color combination and make 3 different cards using that color combination. Fun fold, color combination techniques, layouts, you name it. But we will do one thing and then do multiples using that template. Do one fun fold template and then 3 different fun fold cards using that same fun fold. It's a lot of fun. You can find all the details for the Stamp Happy Academy website at www.stamphappyacademy.ning.com. Go there, check it out. Right now, we have 4 years of content on there. And when you join for $20 a month, you will get all the goodies, all the live classes, and all the content for 4 years of all of that. All of our online classes, all the things. So let's bring these back in here. Here is my, oops, that's not the right card. Here are the other 2 cards that we made tonight. So we've got this layout, which is super fun with the new Halloween, spooky Halloween. This is the Grow with Love, and this is the Pears. What is that pear set called? I lost it already. I don't know. It's called Pears. I'm just kidding. I don't know what it's called. It's brand new. Painterly Pears is the suite. I keep remembering that because it's such an odd name. But that's what we have there. And then I wanted to remind you that you get a gift from me every time. When you place an order with me, you get a gift from me. And this is the gift. It's a tutorial with 12 different tutorials using this beautiful gallery blooms and the beautiful motifs, bundles, embossing folder, ribbon, embellishments, 2 sets of dies, this beautiful paper. When your order is over $50, you get a video tutorial from me with 12 different ideas using whatever the choice is for our group that month. In the month of July, it is this beautiful suite of products. For every order that is placed, I have a turtly cute tutorial. Doesn't matter how much your order is, everybody gets this tutorial. There are 10 different card ideas. Now, if the turtly cute isn't your cup of tea, you can substitute anything else for these turtles and different designer series paper, but you're going to get all of the dimensions for all of the layers on all of these cards. So it really is valuable whether you have the turtly cute suite or not, whether you like it or not, you can still use all of these ideas with other images. So I always like to remind you of that. Stampin' Up! Has a virtual album retreat that's going to take place from July 16th through the 18th. It is an online live event that will, of course, be recorded. So if you can't make it for the whole time that this is going on, you can go back and watch. But you're going to make 12 spreads, which means 12 by 12, 2 of each, 1 for each month. So that's 24 12 by 12 pages of scrapbooking that you will be done. And all you have to do is put your pictures in it when this is over. That is available in my online store. Today is the last day. It's June 30th, the last day for the buy one, get one 50% off for our suites. And that counts if you buy a suite for like $60 or $70, you can get another suite for 50% off, or any of the elements in the suite. The lesser priced item is the one that's going to get the 50% off. Let's see. Charming Day is a brand new suite. This bundle is part of a suite coming out tomorrow, July 1st. Barb, Dina, and I are going to use this for our July online class. You can find all the details for that on my blog. I have 2 sunrise sailing classes left from our June online class. So if that's something you're interested in, again, that's going to be found on my blog. And if you need help finding that, you can email me at kelly@AStampAbove.com. But there's my blog address going across the bottom. And as always, if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be happy to send you our annual catalog. It is absolutely gorgeous. All you have to do is send me an email, kelly@AStampAbove.com, with your address, and I would be happy to mail that to you. So let me get rid of that. I'm going to bring myself back in here. Oops. There I am. Oh, my crown is kind of falling off, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to come back to my comments, you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the kind comments. Did I miss any? Oh, Trudy says she still has some glow-in-the-dark paper left. Trudy, I'm glad you said that, because I think I have some that I was planning on giving away as a door prize. So I'm going to have to look for that. I wanted to save it until Halloween this year. I'm just looking to see if you guys have any questions. Sharon says, does the DSP in the suite have the die cut sheets in it? I assume you are talking about the Halloween paper. And this is Spooky Suite 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. Okay, let me check on that. This is 166191. I'm going to quick look that up for you. 166191. Let me look that up and I will tell you. It is 1650. And yes, this does have the die cut sheets. It says 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper includes pattern paper, pre-cut images, and cut apart scenes and elements, which are the pages that you can cut the scenes apart. So yes, that item code is 166191. 1650. I'm glad you asked that. Thank you very much, Sharon, for asking that. Yes, Corrine said that tracing that die for our little haunted house would make it easier to cut out. If you want to do that, that's a great idea. I'm kind of lazy. You know, Corrine, that I'm kind of a lazy stamper. You know that. Sometimes that's harder, though, isn't it? It might have been easier to just trace it and cut it out. Could I glue it together and die cut it? That's a really great question, Trudy, but here's the deal. It will die cut out all of the things that I need it to cover up, and I would have to glue them back in, kind of like an inlay technique. So believe me, I thought of that too. And no, because it die cuts all of these little openings out along with the outside edge. So that doesn't work. But I thought of it. It doesn't work. Thank you. Nancy wants to know when Shark Week is. It starts July 20th. Nancy, you know that. I know when that is because I am gearing up. Okay, so you guys, so I have matching t-shirts for all of us. I have to get if you guys have a really good idea for getting the sticker off. There were stickers on the t-shirts. I pulled the sticker off one of them, but forgot the rest. And now there's sticker residue on there and I haven't tried anything. So I need to get that off of there. A treat bag topper, Maria said, for that little ghosty thing. This little thing. Oh, that's such a cute idea. I love it. Isn't that so cute, you guys? Like, this is genius. Like this, and then that. What? That's a great idea. So I have matching t-shirts. I got some new gummy sharks so I can make all the cute little treaty, desserty things for Shark Week. And don't tell anybody, but I got a toilet seat cover with a shark on it. Going, oh, I don't know why. And I still have all the things that I got last year. So I keep these from year to year in my Shark Week bin so I can bring them all out. Like we have blow up sharks that we play with and take in the pool. So yeah, Shark Week's a big deal at our house just because I made it a big deal. I'm always fascinated by Shark Week. Okay. All right. I don't know if I missed any other questions, you guys. If I did, please feel free to email me. Sometimes people leave me questions on Facebook. That's probably not the best place. Just pop me an email and that's where you're definitely going to get an answer. Sometimes I don't always find them and then I feel guilty. Don't make me feel guilty. I'm just kidding. If I find them, great. But if I don't, email me because that's the best. Okay. Pamela says she has 5 packs of that glow-in-the-dark paper. Oh, so fun, right? Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go. You will find all of the details underneath the video as far as a link to my store if you'd like to buy anything. I always appreciate your orders. That's what keeps me in business and keeps my bills paid. And thank you for the thumbs up. Please make sure you can share this video if possible. And Courtney says shark Crocs for Dawson. That would be a good idea. A Sharknado. I love it. Yeah, happy July 4th, everybody in the US. And I hope you guys stay safe. Don't blow any fingers off. Oh my good Lord. Keep the fireworks safe. Keep them away from the kids, except for the sparklers and those little stink bomb snaky things that go that smell. Those are fun. Can't hurt yourself with those. Too bad. They're not going to blow things off anyways. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful holiday weekend. And I plan on being back here on next Sunday. It's Monday today, but next Sunday, July 6th, which is the day before my birthday. I might be wearing a different tiara that night because I have multiple. Of course I do. You guys have a great week. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.